Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 133 of the Top Loaded podcast. And before we get into this, try not to rant episode of the Top Loaded podcast yet again. Obviously, a massive thanks to the guys over at Third Down Displays for powering up this episode. And actually, now we've got to say, Third Down UK. Brilliant. Well done. Lovely rebranded. And the store's open now. So massive congratulations to the guys. There we go. He's got the plug there. If you want anything at all off their website or in their store, go and check out their store. All their information's online. But head over to their website and use TTP10 for 10% off everything. And when talking about a bumper episode of a darts card release, Merlin Chrome and the lot, and pickups and grade returns and everything at all, there's only one man to invite on. And with Chelsea winning the weekend, he's actually in a very high spirits for a change. But the one and only Lav, how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain. Like obviously seasons getting. I'm not talking about football because that's a rant-worthy episode, but we've got to start about it. We're not even going to go into Merlin to begin with. But tonight, funny enough, of recording, Tops UK have put the teaser picture out for the Luke Littler set, which is a patch auto, and I've got to admit, it is a beautiful card, and I know you're going to be trying to pick up one of those, but has it matched your expectations? Like, I don't know what I was expecting for the cards, but it seems to be like an Inception kind of quality, which is
Yeah,
very nice.
yeah. I mean, when I saw that it was like an Inception, like you said, I thought that looks quality. I sent it to a mate he's not a card collector at all, but he's darts fan, and he was like, "How much is that? I want one."
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So, like, for context, I'm gonna put it on the screen now. That is the 210 version as well. So it, like you say, they've gone for that Inception look, which everyone does and always will collect Inception. So that's just giving me more optimism now for the rest of that set of. It looks like it's going to be more of that premium style card, which is just fantastic. Obviously, just being Luke Littler, will all of his autos be certain way? Will they be like actual in-game pictures he's signing as well? Obviously, we know there's like flight relics as well. So it's going to be a very intriguing one, especially now that they've got the competition of Panini with the PDC license. So it's actually going to be quite intriguing because this set could go probably one of two ways. Of it could probably stay at the price it is, or maybe drop slightly. But then, if Panini bring out this PDC set and it doesn't really match expectations, this Littler set could then rocket up in price because it could be the number one set for darts.
Yeah, it could be the best set for Littler rookies as well.
Yeah,
Whichever one comes out first is going to be his true rookie. So got to look at it that way as well. But
yeah. Race against the time now.
yeah, I mean, we know card companies are a bit hesitant when it comes to releases, but I'm sure we've already had a teaser from Top, so it looks like that's going to be first, but only time will tell.
Yeah, it's like when they say, like I said, the Topps Luke Littler set is nearly here. Normally, when they put that out and they put the pictures out, it normally comes within a fortnight, so to speak. And we know the PDC set is coming out in December for the World Championship. So it looks like Topps might win the race. Um, so it's going to be an intriguing one to see how easy it's going to check out on this set. I was going to throw in starts puns. It had to be done. But like I say, we don't know what it's going to retail at. I'm going to guess it's going to
Only
be
180.
yeah, I would say that they're missing a trick if it is not that, but hopefully it's not 180 for the collector.
Yeah.
Like
If it's 26, that's what I hit.
yeah, no score. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But no, like I say, if it's, I'm guessing it's going to be around that 120 mark because you are guaranteed an auto per box. So
Yeah.
I know you're going to be very interested in it. I can probably imagine you're going to pick up a box as well.
Yeah, I think so. Depend on price point though. I'm not going to go crazy for it if it's going to be a crazy high price, but if it's something that I think, yeah, I'd pay that now. Yeah, I probably will go for one.
Like I say, if you're guaranteed an auto and it saves you the hassle of then going down the line and buying some singles, but then again, being the Littler set, there's going to be a lot of Luke Littler numbered stuff. So a lot of his numbered cards probably won't go for that much unless they're the shorter print. So it's going to be very intriguing. Obviously, we're talking about shorter print, and it's the perfect interlude to talk about one of the things where I think is frustrating a lot of people, not just breakers, not just distributors, just the general collector, which is I'm not even going to say Panini because they haven't really released any sets to get angry at the moment, apart from your odd Prism release. Topps Merlin Chrome, which has been out now for about a week, give or take. It's very, very frustrating, the set. I no doubt, I think Merlin Chrome is one of the nicest looking sets. And I generally do think this set is a good looking set. However, these print runs on these sets now are just crazy. I'm calling them glorified base cards because no one's going out there and saying, unless you're trying to do a full rainbow, I need to buy cards to 399. No one's ever going to say that. Even to 250, even to 199, even potentially to 99 or less is when people really start getting interested. But everyone is pinning their hopes in Merlin Chrome on a big rookie or a card to 50 or less of a legend or a big name player, because even some of these big players, you could go and pull a Robert Lewandowski auto, and the amount of people would want to collect that card is so little. And this is my perfect question for you. Obviously, being a Chelsea collector as well, I'm an Arsenal collector, so we always see the hobby in a different aspect. But this Merlin Chrome, you're in deep water now. Of these are mass-produced sets with a load of cards that are just unsellable.
Yeah, I remember seeing it come out and release and seeing all the parallels. I was like, I'm not interested in that at all. There's going to be so many boxes that are just full of dross, really, is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Just cards numbered to 399. I bet you get at least two, 3 boxes a case that are just full of that. I've really, really avoided Merlin. I haven't watched breaks. I've really not been interested at all, which is a shame, really, because I think it's one of the best releases on the calendar, to be honest.
Yeah, like I say, I don't disagree with it at all. I generally think Merlin's fantastic. When you look at some of the inserts in there, especially I'd say some of the rarer stuff in there, like the ball autos are absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
There's some sorcerer cards in there, which are great. The Renaissance, which is like the stained glass. These are generally lovely cards. You've got booklet ball autos and all this now, but it's when you're looking at a set and you're looking at it and you're like, how are companies getting away with printing so much? And it's not just an aspect of, it's not like these boxes are £40 a piece and they're making tons of them. When you're looking at boxes that are now reselling in 200s, coming out of retail closer to 200, how are you going to make it right? You're going to get three numbered on average in Merlin, not even 4. Say if you get lucky, you get 4 numbered and you get 1 auto. The odds of making back 180 quid is, I would say, 1%, if that. And that's probably being generous sometimes, because pretty much if you don't hit a Lamine Yamal, which we will talk about later on, but like that is how you make your money in these sets. You've got big name players who just don't go for anything. I've seen goals from this set, and this set's not even been out a week, really, going for 6-7 quid. Like, you should not be having a premium release where cards people just don't care about. It's gone past the days now of people actually going, I really want to buy into this break. All right, you might want to chase your player here and there, but like you say, you look at a checklist and you go, oh, it's just the same again. And you're a bit like, whereas when they bring out these different sets, like a Bon Mati, for example, a Inception to a certain degree of their more shorter print stuff, that's what people want. I'll give me a chance of, right, maximum you're going to get is to 99. We would take that now in the modern era, whereas in the past we'd be a bit like, okay, that one. But now, why am I opening a box expecting to get something to 399? But what makes it even worse is before it was, oh, you just get the numbered hits. Now it's you get unnumbered parallels like waves and black and whites and stuff like this, and that takes up one of the hits. And I'm like, I don't care if that's a 1 per box exclusive; it's a base card. And I know we had this conversation. I remember me and you having it once before about Prism when they went to a higher print run.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same issue with Prism, because at least with Prism, they actually do other sets as well. They do Breakaway, they do Choice, where it extends the print run. But it's Fanatics, it's Topps, it's Panini. But they don't quite grasp the fact of some of these cards are just worthless. And for anyone who's buying a box as a collector, you're pretty much throwing the money away. That's what you are now. You're throwing the money away. It's not a worthwhile gamble. And it does shoehorn people into the breaking aspect of, I can't afford a box, or I don't want to justify a box, so I'll just buy whatever team I want to collect. And even then, are you going to hit something? Probably not. There's 30 teams in this pre-numbered card. So it's getting to a point now where breaks are going to become so much harder to sell. And I know you've done quite a bit of breaking in the past by yourself and then part of other. But if you was going into it now, it's such a diluted pond of people that it's surely got to be impossible for a new starter to actually break out because there's just so many people doing it.
Like even when I done breaking and whatnot, there was everyone and their nan was getting let onto it, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I remember going live, and there was about sort of prime time when sort of like in the evenings, 8 p.m, you're getting like 12 people streaming at the same time.
Yeah,
I know it's dog eat dog and all that, but like you're never gonna make a name for yourself nowadays if you're trying to become a breaker. I know we shouldn't encourage people to keep trying to get more breakers, but it does keep a little bit liquidity. I can't say that word. Liquidity in the hobby, but
yeah.
I don't know. There's just everyone seems to be on whatnot, and it just seems to be the same people buying in, the same breakers who have all the followers or have all the views, and the same people coming in asking for giveaways all the time. I noticed that when I was breaking, and it seems to get worse, to be honest.
Yeah, like I say, it's such a obviously the whole streaming aspect of it's going to be very intriguing within the next 6 to 12 months with Fanatics Live coming, with eBay Live coming. Obviously, eBay Live is probably going to be more the single route than the breaks by the sound of it, but Fanatics Live is obviously going to be quite a big one. A lot of the US guys, our good friends over at Sunday League Investors, have gone over onto Fanatics Live. So it's going to be very intriguing to see that aspect. But it's just that situation of the moment where you can't really make money. There's so many people doing it that it seems like, I don't know whether it's distributors who are just saying, look, we've got this product, everyone open it. But there's got to be some sort of control over the market. There's just too much things. We haven't even got that much product in the UK. That's the craziest thing. Like, if you look at the overall population of boxes, it's probably like 4 or 5% which end up in the UK. But Merlin seems to be a lot higher than this. I don't know if Topps had a different directive for this set, but it seems to be a lot of it in the UK, and it's not doing that well. I've been in a few different streams just milling around in the background, seeing how they're doing, and it seems like everyone struggles. They've got to do randoms because pick your players, pick your teams, don't sell. It's a worrying situation for the hobby. And like I say, is it Fanatics ploy just to try and absolutely flood the market? Who I don't know what their approach is. I really don't get it. It's very different to the NBA, NFL world where some of their sets they've got to 999 numbered cards, but you've got the pool of people there to be buying into the breaks. The UK scene is not coping with it, and it's a shame to see. But we've just got to hope that at some point one of these companies listen to the people, and that's the one thing we just need is Topps to listen to the distributors, listen to the collectors, listen to the breakers, take on the advice and then change with it. I know, like, if we had the choice, we'd probably make a lot of difference, but then, like I said, we're not making the money. They're making tons of money. They're happy, and that's the main aspect of it. No one's going to boycott breaks. No one's going to boycott boxes. They're always going to sell. So it's such a hard position now what the hobby's in because we don't really have much of a say, and it's really just controlled by the higher up. It's quite an interesting balance at the moment.
Yeah, and another thing as well that I've noticed with Merlin and Chrome as well is they've done thinner card stock as well.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that earlier, but it's just come back into my head now, and so they're dropping quality as well as upping the print run. I mean, I know they're a business and they've got to make that money, but that's taking the mick in it, to be honest.
yeah.
Especially if the sort of high end, well, not high end, but the sought after sets like Merlin and Chrome, the ones that people go to every year, and yet they drop the quality, up the print run. I don't know if the price changed much. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it just seems like all they care about is the money at the moment.
Yeah, it's a brilliant point what you make there. And I've actually, I didn't realize what price it went live on at Topps' website because, like, to be honest, it just doesn't bother me. It's not a set that I want to buy. I am not interested at all. And I think this is the most damning thing ever. It retailed at £210, Merlin Chrome, and it's still available on the Topps website. You know
Really?
when something is no good if you can go on the week after and it's still available. I can go to my cart right now and add one in. That shows you there's something wrong with the set. Good sets sell out like this. It's not saying completely different. It's nothing related. But like, for example, for me, I bought a Topps 100 on-demand cricket set, 40 quid, one auto, two numbered, sold out within 12 minutes. It's because people realise, look, you're going to get a numbered, you get two things. So a 40 quid hit, obviously you're never going to get a Merlin Chrome for 40 quid. But the price to payback ratio on them carbon boxes is very good. Some of the more curated sets, like your summer signings, which you're going to get into in a minute, because that's just another weird one. But do you think people now are obviously turning their attention? Not obviously, I think people have realised how just buy singles. That's just been the case for a long time, but just don't buy. But it's getting to a point now where I really do think, unless you've got a lot of excess cash that you're happy with throwing away, people are just going, it's not worth my time. I'd rather buy. Realistically, say for example, for you, there's a set that comes out with Chelsea in it. You want to chase Cole Palmer cards. The odds of buying one box at £210, that's probably going to be a red to 5. So what, you're going to gamble on opening that box and hitting a 1 of 1. So for that price of £210, you could pretty much buy any card you want, bar the top 0.5%.
Yeah, really. Actually, yeah. If you look at it that way, it's crazy. Really, you're gonna. I'd love to know the odds of that, of you hitting the one you wanted, but of you making more than what you paid for the box. They should do like a, on FIFA how they have the percentage.
Yeah.
Or EAFC as it's known now. But yeah, it's really weird. The only way I'd buy a box now, I used to buy breaks, buy into boxes, or buy into breaks, buy boxes, and I've just cut off now and buy the cards that I want. I used to be quite a prominent figure in a few breaks, and now I don't do it at all because I felt like I was throwing my money away. Yeah, I hit a few nice cards that I still have today, and I'm happy with those. But to be honest, I'd rather go out and buy the cards now. You can go and get autos for the favourite players for like £100 or less, or you can go into a break and hopefully hit one. Like, yeah, it is a really madness at the moment. I don't understand. The only way I'd buy a box now is if it was a pretty high-end Chelsea premium box that I hadn't saw before, and just for a laugh, or not even a laugh, like just because it's Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm just going to read a few odds out for people just before I finish with Merlin Chrome. So the odds of hitting a base superfractor is 1 in 17,922 packs. Here, some of these numbers do get crazy, so do mind you. Please make sure you're sitting down when you're listening to this. Mystic Knights, which is a very short print inset. If you want to get one of the 1-of-1 superfractors of that, it's 1 in 182,000 packs. Don't worry, Aegis Alchemy 1-of-1s is 1 in 134,000 packs. Don't worry, because they get shorter print stuff. Like if we're looking, for example, at the Sorcerer's Autograph, it's only 1 in every 64,000 packs. Or if you want to go for the Marks of Excellence on-card autograph, black foil, you're talking 1 in 218,000 packs. Obviously, these are the big chases, but some of these 1-of-1s, when you're getting into the hundreds of thousands of packs, it's mental. Like, I know what they go, oh, what's the odds of hitting that? But it makes you giggle, but it shouldn't make you laugh, but it does. I think you get I think you get 12 packs per box. 12 packs per box, and some of the 1-of-1s are in 120,000 packs. Good luck if you're opening Merlin. We're not trying to discredit people breaking it, but it is just one of them talking points. And talking about talking points, Topps have come out and said that they are bringing back the summer signings, which is one of the first sets of the 2024-2025 season. And also, they're throwing a name on it this year. It's obviously, we've seen the Jose Mourinho Platinum sets. We've seen stuff like this. However, the Summer Signs this year is partnered with, I would say, a controversial figure and a character that people don't really get on with or don't really like. Fabrizio Romano, obviously the famous journalist who just copies everyone else. I mean, that brings all the latest news. Do you think it's quite an intriguing one? Pairing, I can see what they're doing, bringing Fabrizio Romano on board. However, hasn't got the best of receptions in terms of people's likability of him. But then again, his autos, will they sell? It's a quite intriguing one.
Yeah, he is a fraud tapping merchant, but I mean, he's the biggest, probably the biggest sports journalist in the world. So it's quite. I understand why they've done it.
Yeah,
and I do think it's pretty cool to have some Fabrizio Romano on cards. But realistically, at the end of the day, are they going to hold value long term? Probably not. I mean, yeah, it's quite a cool thing to put in, and we haven't seen the rest of the checklist. There might be like a really cool checklist or really nice looking cards, but yeah, it is a weird one. I mean, I'm personally I'm not a hater of Fabrizio Romano, really, but he's not my favourite. I have got his notifications on, so look at that as you will. But yeah, I don't know. It's really one in the air, I think, for me. I have to see more of the set, but
yeah.
I don't really have a negative view on him being. It makes sense for him to be on Summer Signings. He's the one that gets it all thingy after he's copied David Ornstein and co.
Yeah, but like I say, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, we've known that he's got autographs in the set. It's going to be. It's quite. Summer Signings is one of them sets that it's never really got the best resale on it. I think everyone would openly admit that. However, it is the set where you get the first pictures of them players in new shirts, which is quite a cool one. So for Arsenal, you might see a first proper Calafiori card or a Sterling card, for example. Chelsea could probably have their own created set for summer signings, but
yeah,
you could
I
have
think
some.
this is Summer Signings.
There we go. Look, saying that one right there. Yeah, Wesley Fofana. So say, like, for example, it's a very cool set. Like, especially for Chelsea, you looking at maybe like Pedro Neto, for example, who could be a really cool one. But it's a cool set. I like it, especially if there's women's players in it as well. For women's collectors out there, you could get a Mariana Caldente Arsenal one and Kika Nasser's first Barcelona card. So it's actually quite a niche set in terms of people actually collecting it. But I know, obviously, we've said it plenty of times on here about like we like the tops now, and that's normally like the first pictures in card. But this one's quite a cool one because you might get them players who will sign in the set, but also first one in their kit, and that's always a nice one to have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Chelsea made quite a few signings as per usual this summer, but back in Europe, so we should have probably quite a few cards in that set, which would be quite nice. And there's a few players like Pedro Neto, Jadon Sancho, Mark Guehi, to rattle off a few. Tosin I can never say a surname. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of cards in that set. It'd be nice to pick up a few low numbered of those, and yeah, I don't know. It's another paper set, isn't it? At tops, like to put out every year. Is it needed? Out of all the paper sets, to be honest, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Compared to like Knockout or I couldn't think of one off the top of my head, another one, but yeah, I don't hate summer signings, but yeah, I don't know. To be honest,
yeah, it's one of them that I think if it wasn't brought out, no one would really complain. But also at the same time, people would still be wanting it as well. It's quite a niche, but that's why it's not the biggest price point. Like there'd be a couple of numbered per theme, maybe an auto. I'm not sure the actual how they're going to set these boxes up, but it's going to be a very intriguing one to see in the long run. Like no doubt it'd be probably I'm guessing probably be hitting the shelves in about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks probably, and then once you order that and pay your money at Tops, then it's probably another 5 to 6 weeks before you receive it. And then by the time it actually gets delivered by Royal Mail, it's January transfer window, and that's Fabrizio be sweetened again. But like I say, it's a very intriguing one. Obviously, we're still waiting for a few more Panini sets to drop, which is still quite frustrating. It, by all accounts, seems like Chronicles has been completely binned off this year, which is a shame. I think one of the best sets out there because it just brings all different sets together. It'd be a shame to not see that one. Obviously, impeccable, immaculate, and all that's still coming, but they're super high end, and well, you're not making money back on them ones. But you're just talking in general about cards. Obviously, it's the Southampton card show this weekend. Obviously, we wish Martin card sales the best of luck. I know you're heading down to it. Great show, absolutely fantastic show for the social aspect, also the card aspect. So, are you setting up this weekend? What's your plan of event for? Also, might convince a couple of people who might be thinking about it to go down as well.
Yeah, I've got table D. I think I've got next to Dub Breaks. Yeah, Southampton was really good last time. It's a great location.
Yeah.
I think it's Card Collector 2 who says the best location for card shows in a hotel in the lobby. And yeah, last time it was a brilliant show, and I made quite a good few sales there. Done a good few deals. There's a trade night afterwards as well. There's the McDonald's on site. The bar just around the corner outside as well. It is a really good show.
Yeah, like I say, last time I went to it was actually my first time down there, and I was pleasantly surprised by the show. I think what might put people off sometimes when it says sports only, but you get a lot of people, very like-minded people at these shows, and whereas some other shows you might get quite a few people just glancing, flicking through, not really buying, these sports only shows seem to be collectors who are there or people are buying to resell, but a lot of movement. There is a lot of money in the room. People get cashed out, but then people put their money into something else, and it does flow really well, these shows. And like you say, the best aspect is when you want to wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, you get ready, get changed, and then you get in the lift, go straight down the bottom, and it's about 30 yards to the show. That is so welcoming compared to getting a train up there or getting in your car and driving. It's a great show, and Martin puts on a fantastic show as well. I know there'll be a great lot of collectors there and things. So, any plans of potentially picking up anything over there? Got your eyes on anything, or is it a case of trying to just find some of that shorter print stuff you've been tracking down for quite a while?
Well, it is payday weekend, so
dangerous.
Yeah, always dangerous. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really looking for anything. I sold a Hazard Chelsea auto a couple of weeks ago for a decent price. I made a little bit of money on it, just because I had it for a while. So I'd quite like to pick up another one of those, get back in the collection. Hazard being one of my favourite players. But yeah, that's the only really thing I'm looking for. And maybe some low-numbered Chelsea Prism, because Prism is, I say, one of my favourite sets at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, like I say, if you will find a lot of very nice cards there as well. Obviously, there'll be a lot of wax on show as well. So if you want to apply some wax, feel free. But also, the boys third down, I do believe, will be down there as well. So head over to them and say hello. But like we say, obviously, it won't be an episode of Top Low Podcast if we don't talk about subs returning, singles we picked up. Are we waiting for Raw Mail to deliver stuff? Of course. I've currently got a good race on, and I will give you a result next week on the podcast. On Friday, I got a dispatch notice from China for everyone's favorite card hobby, which was only picked up yesterday. And also got a notification from Raw Mail that a box has been sent to me from Topps for the 100 cricket set, which I bought about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Currently, UPS, who are not the best distributor, have my box in Shanghai, and Raw Mail still haven't picked up my box from Milton Keynes. So I actually think this is going to be quite a good race. And if I tell you, if UPS can deliver my box from Shanghai quicker than that box from Topps at Milton Keynes, I'm going to have words with the Raw Mail. I can tell you that. But that's a story for another day. I will update you which one comes first, and obviously we'll show off the hits and the things. So before we talk about pickups, I've got one famously. The rest of mine are in America. We're going to talk about a sub returning. Always nice to get a PSA return. Well, mainly nice to get a PSA return, but obviously you had some very nice cards come back. So do you want to take the people through it? So if you are watching along, Lab's going to show the cards here. If you want to see the pictures, no doubt. I believe they was on your story a couple of days ago, so you might have already seen them.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to see a certain card of this sub, no doubt he will. Yeah, I'll say if you're going to watch along now.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we'll start off with the good ones. Let me see if I can get a nice. So we've got Reece James. That's a gold prism to 10 auto. That come back at gem in 10, which is a really nice one, even if he's a sick note. But yeah, that's a 2 of 10 as well. Really nice one. Love a gold prism, especially the autos.
Yeah, iconic.
Sticking with prism.
Iconic.
Yeah, definitely. Sticking with prism, I'm a big sucker for the out of 25 inserts. So Malo, Gusto, Emergent.
Are you just PCing right back now?
Yeah, it looks like it. PSA 9, that's 6 of 25, that one. Really nice. Yeah, not many of these emergents for Malo Gusto come up at all. And now we go on to the this one. I'm covering the grade for now, but it's a Jude Bellingham tops now to 99.
Lovely.
Red. The I think it's like is it the German one? The red at 99. Yeah, the Bundesliga. Yeah. Look this card over. I thought, oh, that looks pretty clean to be honest. There's a little bit of whitening on the corner. Sorry. PSA 6. It's my first grading stinker that I've had. I've always only got 10s, 9s, and 1 8. 6. Right, it's the last card that I revealed because I knew the grades here with me.
I was just say for the people who are watching along, I know you just said there you can see a bit of whitening, but I even asked this question. But you can't see anything that's wrong. Obviously, we do know that PSA grader notes are meant to be coming at some point. I'm not sure what it might have been announced what tier these are going to go on. And no doubt they'll probably start with the higher tiers and work down. But have you seen it? It must be for a 6. I'm thinking a crease, event. It's got to be something. Or my follow-up question would be: would you consider cracking it, resubmitting, and seeing what it got for the curiosity, or is it one of them? It's slabbed up now. Keep it slabbed up. It's still a lovely image. Quite still good to look at.
I really don't know for this. I mean, I can't see it. There's a slight corner issue up there. It's like a little bit of whitening, but I just can't see anything on it. I just don't understand.
Yeah,
I like to think I've got a pretty good knack for spotting the card. I mean, every Reece James card I've submitted has got a 10, so yeah, I'm really not sure on how that's happened, but we all have one, I'm sure, but
it's one of them that you might just call a grader on a bad. I know everyone says it ironically and a bit jokingly, but sometimes it's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they might have thought they've seen something but not really seen something. So it's one of them you've got to give it a once over, give it a look, and then sometimes it's just keep it slabbed or potentially crack it. But obviously, we talk about pickups. I've only got one on my hand, and some people are going to listen and be like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Obviously, if you know Arsenal, you know the person. Been trying to track one of these down for quite a while, and one of the best sets of all time, I think, is one of the first ever Team Chrome sets that was brought out. The Real Sociedad set in 2020, 2021. Great set. Some really big autos in there. David Silva, Alexander Isak, Mikel Lazabal. And then for Arsenal fans, a certain player, Nacho Monreal, who didn't have many Arsenal cards. He's got autos in the set as well. Picked up this lovely black refractor, 215. Just one of them you don't see. Did it cost much? €5, I think it was, with postage.
nice.
But it's one of them that not all cards have to cost 50, 60, 70 quid and more to be a very nice card. Sometimes the cheaper ones that come up like that. I am trying to track down this in gold. If anyone can ever find one, let me know. But now I've got this. If anyone sees the black auto, also let me know because I just want to get more of them cards. But I know you always come to this podcast with pickups. It always has to be done. So what's been on the pickup recently? Obviously, had the Sports Card Social as well recently, where it's always easy to pick up it. So what's been the new additions into their PC?
So I've got a card from the Sports Card Social. There's a couple cards I got over in China and Card Hobby. I think today alone I got an Nkunku at 25 Zebra. I can't remember anything else, but the one I've got in hand is from the Sports Card Social, and it's a Rude Hullet to 10 gold breakaway prism. Yeah, really nice one. That I just love gold prisms to 10. in the autos. I think they look quality. I've
especially
been
with the
looking for.
fully licensed throwback kits as well.
Yeah, that is. It's the beautiful Coors kit, the Umbro logo, and the old vintage Chelsea badge. But I've been looking for a Hullet auto for a while in the Chelsea kit. I just haven't found one. I've been like, oh yeah, that's quite nice. And then sort of caught my eye at Sports Guard Social, got a good deal on it, paid cash that I'd made in the day, put it straight back into the hobby, and I was really happy with that pickup.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Them throwback Legends autos, the Club Legends and stuff like that, you can't beat them in gold as well. I quite like the circles parallel as well for the breakaway. So that is a lovely pickup. But trying to think now, I've picked up a lot, but it's literally all just sitting in China and America. So next week I will have pickup. Don't you worry, people. Obviously, like I say, Southampton's coming up. We've got Brighton coming up as well as by the time you know it, in about 6 weeks' time, give or take, it's another London card show. So it's busy time. We had Sports Card Social 2 weeks ago. It's that busy period again. Everything starts kicking out. Hopefully, a few more sets. So, like, just a quick word on it. I'm going to speak about it afterwards as well. How do you think? Obviously, now it's crazy to say, but near enough this time next week we'd be going into the 10th month of this year already. I don't know where that time's gone. How do you think it's been so far? Because this is the last talking point of, has one person in particular, a certain player, really saved the soccer hobby, so to speak, this year on his prices? And obviously, I don't think it takes anyone who knows anything about cards to realize we're talking about Kai Havertz. No, don't worry. Lamine Yamal, obviously. One of his cards today, still got a few days left on Goldin. This is Super Fractor Auto from Chrome. Is at $100,000. Like, I don't even know what to say about it. But I know Tops have absolutely pumped Lamine Yamal. And obviously, Panini have done the same, but Tops have done it crazily. If people want to head over to Goldin's Instagram at the moment as well, they've literally put on a video of some of the Lamine Yamals have on auction coming up, and it's just one of ones galore. How do you feel about this whole Lamine Yamal situation? Because how his prices are selling, I feel like he's won 10 Ballon d'Ors. Like, how some of his cards are going more than Messi, more than Ronaldo, more than Maradona's, more than Pele. It obviously baffles me. Is it the American influence of the hobby chasing prodigies and young kids? I just don't get it. It's just ludicrous money for a player who is not even 20 yet, and obviously
not even 18 yet.
Yeah, not even one injury can change a career, but also people forget how many young players peak at the age of 19. Like, there's no guarantees this guy will be any good come 21.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, of course he's a talent. But, I didn't realize how good he was until sort of the Euros, where I watched him play for Spain. He's a really, really good player in that tournament. And did he win best young player?
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, I mean, look at another Barcelona prodigy that really fell off. Ansu Fati, Gavi, their prices were mental in their first year.
Even say
not
Pedri
quite
as well.
Yeah, Pedri as well. But Pedri still holds a bit of more value, I think, than the other two. But it's hard to say now what Yamal's price is going to be going forward. But it's going to be interesting to see what his prices are for second year as well. I mean, is it going to? It's obviously not going to be anywhere near as what it is now. But is he going to hold value in those rookies come this time next year? When we're onto the 25-26 season. Is he going to hold the value there? Hopefully for the people that are collecting him. Hopefully Barcelona fans as well. But yeah, I mean, his stats this season, I haven't looked much into it, I have to admit. I know he's got the most assists maybe in La Liga. It's really difficult, I think. And people really put their neck out for him. But yeah, I don't know really. It's hard to be like, yeah, he's going to kick on because he's so young.
Yeah,
he could get wiped out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the crazy thing. Obviously, we look at. I think the only real players you can really compare him for I would argue say ever in the hobby because of how the rookie stuff works. It's probably Haaland and Mbappe. You're looking at that top level. You're talking these people are going to be battling for Ballon d'Ors. Fair play, he probably will be if he continues on his trajectory that he's on. But like I say, anything can happen. We've seen it before. We see prices of players and like, oh, well, that's going to go for a lot more 4 years down the line. Meh. Like, not really. Who would have thought when Ansu Fati broke on the scene in that Panini Chronicles where he had his rookie tickets and also Sapphire when he had his first cards, that these years down the line, you'll be getting him in a box of Dynasty and people be like, well, that's awful. That's rubbish. I don't want that card. Like, that's how crazy it flipped. Even, I know obviously he's changed teams now. Like, one of your former players, Mason Mount, he was the same Sapphire rookie year. Now again, no hobby thing. It's like that. There's been 2-3 rookie classes where you've gone. These players are going to be top level. They're going to be better to their game for 10 years. 3 years later, they've moved clubs. They've got injured, whatever it may be, and they just fall off. If it's natural, it happens in football. I think if anyone's played Football Manager in their life, they realise not everyone who's meant to be the next big thing will be the next big. But then I would also throw it on the reverse of there'd be some people you overlook in a rookie class from that Bellingham, Pedri, Camavinga year that now you might be like, wow, actually, you know what? They're unbelievable. An example I would usually say like Martin Odegaard, so much hype very on, then it went right down, and now it's gone right back up again. I would argue say Cole Palmer as well is a fantastic example of at City, his cards weren't really selling. Like no one was that intrigued of it, but now of the levels he's reached being a star man for his team, that's what I like looking at that journey rather than someone who starts right at the top, someone who works their way up and like I say, money to be made. So obviously Palmer is a great example for you. You've got his shirt in the background, but as we said, our last closing thoughts of not all top players will make it, but then as well as on the flip side, not all low class rookies that no one really cares about, some of them will make it.
Yeah, I think this year coming up, the big rookie's going to be Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres of Sporting. He's quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you think Cole Palmer, you could have picked up one of his rookie autos for probably £8. I reckon you could have picked up before he signed for Chelsea. I picked a gold out of 50 rookie from Finest for £10 when he first signed for us. You can't get one now below 60.
Yeah.
That's 6 times the amount. If that was like say it's £100 card, if you put that at 6 times the amount, and it's not obviously it's not exactly the same, but I mean, like there's a lot of players who could be like who were low at value when they're released, and they can just rock it up. Like, I don't know.
Like I say, it's crazy. I think the best example, and my closing thoughts on this, there was an example during the 2022 Qatar World Cup of Goncalo Ramos, who was at Benfica at the time. He started ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo, and his Merlin prices went mental. You was getting to 299 rookies going for 50 quid. Now you can probably pick up his gold atomic for about 30 quid. So it swings and roundabouts, and that's what the great thing about the hobby is. It's such a dynamic environment that always changing, and it's going to be like I say, it's a fantastic thing to talk about, and it's one of them that we could talk about it for hours and episodes on end. No doubt, obviously, people might say, "Oh, you've had a rant about Merlin today." Don't worry, because if they mess up Women's Chrome next week, you wait till that rant when it comes out. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be just me sitting in a dark room with a mic above me, like boxing gloves off kind of thing. Yeah, like leaning forward at the camera. But like I say, it's been a fantastic episode. Obviously, you're always welcome back on. Obviously, we'll probably get you on after the next few shows to tell us how they've gone up and down the country. But like I say, enjoy Southampton as well as anyone else who's going. Do enjoy the show. Make sure you show everyone your pickup. Sadly, I won't be there. Arsenal are playing at 3:00, which is a bummer. But it's going to be a great show for you and everyone else going down.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Southampton is definitely one of the ones we look forward to on the calendar. Being a sports-only show, it's the best community show I think for the hobby in terms of sports cards, and it's going to be a cracking day, and I'm really looking forward to it and seeing everybody down there.
Yeah, like I say, I've got to be missing it, but it's going to be a fantastic experience. If it's your first card show, your first sports show, whatever it may be, do go down there, enjoy it. If you're thinking about it, I believe there's still some tickets available. So head over to obviously the Southampton Culture website, and all the information's there on location, hotels, and everything like that. But like I say, a massive thank you yet again for the guys over at Third Downs UK for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. But if you're going to go along to their shop or check their stuff out online, do use TTP10 for 10% off all your hobby needs. But most importantly, I hope everyone out there is staying safe, doing well, buying, selling, trading, and all that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.